you all happy equinox. This graphic that so eloquently explains how the seasons happen on a flat Earth, and it is because the sun is on a circuit above the flat Earth, and it goes in between the tropics, the Tropic of Cancer, the equator, and then the Tropic of Capricorn, and it does not go outside of these lines because that is the sun's set path. There are people who are not flat earthers who think that flat earthers are dumb enough to actually think that is the sun's set path. And it does not go outside of these lines.
Australia and Africa seems a little bit too far north. The Tropic of Capricorn should be in the center of Australia.
And it does not go outside of these lines. This graphic that so eloquently explains how the seasons happen on a flat Earth, that so eloquently explains how the seasons happen on a flat Earth, and it is because the sun is on a circuit above the flat Earth.
So you're telling the flat earthers the sun never go out of its path? What is this? Look at the sun. It runs out of its path. Sorry to bring you the news, but the moon also makes those angles.
And it goes in between the tropics, and it does not go outside of these lines because that is the sun's set path. In between the tropics, the Tropic of Cancer, the equator, and then the Tropic of Capricorn, and it does not go outside of these lines because that is the sun's set path.
Look at those rise and set angles. Or do you want to explain this away with magic flat earth reflection, just like the ballers do?
So, here we are. This is my area. I'm here in the southeastern United States, here in North Carolina. When the sun is over the equator, that is when the equinox happens, when it's passing over the equator. Okay, and the sun does travel from the Tropic of Cancer, which is north of the equator, to the Tropic of Capricorn, which is south of the equator, okay, over a period of time during these seasonal changes. In other words, it is the moment at which the center of the visible sun is directly above the equator. Let's just go over the equinox a little bit, because a lot of people think that the equinox is a proof that the Earth is a globe, but actually, really, it's not. Not only is it not a proof of the globe, it actually works much simpler and much easier on a flat Earth. When the sun is over the equator, that is when the equinox happens, when it's passing over the equator. In other words, it is the moment at which the center of the visible sun is directly above the equator. September 23rd, here we are. This is my area. I'm here in the southeastern United States, here in North Carolina. It actually works much simpler and much easier on a flat Earth than it does on a globe Earth. It is because the sun is small and close, and the light is a localized light, and it is traveling its circuit from inside to outside its circle, north and south of the equator, around the plain Earth.
How can the people on the equator see a 90-degree sunrise at the same moment you see it? The sun travels over the equator, according to you. So that sun must be a lot of closer to make that angle over the equator. We can only keep the line on the equator when we place the sun very close. How can your location have almost a 90-degree sunrise? That's September 23. Sunrise 7:05. Azimuth 89.71. And at the same moment, at the equator, the sun also have an azimuth of 90 degrees, 90.34. This is time zone -4. This is time zone -5. So we have to take an hour off of this. So now here the sunrise. But this angle is over 90 degrees. So the angles become wider. They don't meet, they don't triangulate.
okay? The point of this video is that an equinox is entirely possible on a flat Earth and is much simpler to explain. It actually works much simpler and much easier on a flat Earth than it does on a globe Earth, and is much simpler to explain.
Same problem with the sun in the south. It have to come from the equator. How do you fix that? Because the people on the 35th latitude south see a 90 degrees east sunrise, and that is impossible in this presentation.
When the sun is over the equator, that is when the equinox happens, when it's passing over the equator. It is, well, September 23rd. Let's just go over the equinox a little bit, because a lot of people think that the equinox is a proof that the Earth is a globe, but actually, really, it's not. Not only is it not a proof of the globe, it actually works much simpler and much easier on a flat Earth than it does on a globe Earth, and I'm going to show that to you today.
Until now you show me nothing. You show me the same crap as on the globe. It's impossible to have a 90 degrees east sunrise over a full longitude at exactly the same moment. Where have you been the last couple of years? I debunked this many times, but it seems you are close with that dirt idiot. And you are pushing the same trash over many years. You not learn something. You pretend to be so smart. Yeah, right.
They can't prove that the Earth is even moving. No scientific test has ever proven that the Earth is moving.
And you cannot prove your sun is doing circles with 15 degrees an hour over your flat Earth map, which is a fold open globe. A 15 degree per hour circling sun or a spinning globe with 15 degrees an hour is exactly the same, and nobody can prove both of them.
In fact, Einstein himself said that the Earth's motion cannot be proven by any physical test. So, them telling you that this is because of the Earth's motion and the planets varying Earth's orbit around the sun is all based on assumptions and isn't true.
Did somebody call my name? Yes, I know. I'm full of shit.
I don't see a 15 degree an hour circling sun. And we can test that. From 152 to 176, that is 24 degrees. From 176 to 201, that is 25 degrees. From 201 to 221, that's 20 degrees. That's a grand total of 69 in 3 hours. From 12 block we measured 3 hours. And the longitude needle is set to 79. So we had 69 degrees sun rotation in 3 hours. And now we move this longitude needle for 69 degrees, of course, to 166 latitude west. That would be around here, 166 longitude west. And that's almost a quarter of a circle.
It's a wildly complicated explanation for something that on the flat Earth is actually quite simple.
And we cannot explain it away with some magic angular speed, like the ballers want to tell us. Because angular speed don't exist. And we can calculate that. I have here a stretch of 500 kilometers, and we can calculate the sunrise times between the 2 points. Sunrise time here, 8:20. And this is 8:50. This is exactly 30 minutes for 500 kilometers. 500 kilometers. Hours, minutes, seconds and kilometers. 30 minutes. That's exactly 1000 kilometers an hour. We can move to June. The 21st. On the summer solstice. Sunrise time 4:48. Sunrise time 5:18. That's again 30 minutes. I don't even have to calculate that. That's the same speed in the winter and summer. This is a big problem for the globe. And of course your flat earth map.
Look at this animation taken from real-time data of the sun's angles all around the plane. The sun on its path, completing its cycle over and over again, pulsing with the electromagnetic firmament. As you watch these two animations play side by side, you can see that the perfect, rhythmic, repeating, constant motion of the electromagnetic field goes quite nicely with the same cyclical pattern that the sun and moon make every day, every year, every season over the flat Earth.
Look deep into my eyes. Circling, son. The sun is circling.
That's all, piece of shit.